Welcome everyone to my math channel. This is Mr. Mahmoud explaining course 1, chapter 2, lesson number 2, percents and fractions. So if you have your books, please open on page 110 and let's start our lesson. A percent is a ratio that compares a number to 100. For example, 45% means 45 out of 100, or 45 over 100 means if we have 100 square grid like this one, we will shade 45 squares. So 10, 20, 30, 45. This means 45%. Example: write 50% as a fraction in simplest form. 50% means 50 over 100. So let's divide by 50 up and down. This will give you half. Example 2. In a recent survey, 55% of cell phone owners said they text messages. What fraction of cell phone owners is this? So we need to transform 55% into a fraction in simplest form. So first we write 55 over 100, then we can divide by 5 up and down. This will give you 11 over 20. So 11 over 20 of cell phone owners text messages. Now let's try to solve these problems. Write each percent as a fraction in simplest form. 75% means 75 over 100, and we can divide by 25 up, divide by 25 down, and this will be 3 over 4. Another question: 90%. 90%, let's write it as 90 over 100. Let's divide by 10 up, divide by 10 down, or you can say I can cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. So this will give you 9 over 10. 38% will be 38 over 100. Divide by 2 up, divide by 2 down, and this will be 19 over 50. Now let's move on. Example 3. The table shows the percent of each movie type rented during a month. What fraction of the rental were action movies? Action were 35%, so it means 35 over 100. Divide by 5 up and down, this will give you 7 over 20. So action movies were rented 7 over 20 of the times. Now problem D. Write the fraction of rental that were horror movies. Horror movies, as you can see, it's 5%. So 5% is like 5 over 100. Let's divide by 5 up, divide by 5 down. This will give you 1 over 20. So horror movies were rented 1 over 20 of the times. Now we need to do the inverse. We will have the fraction and we need the percent. To write a fraction as a percent, find an equivalent ratio with 100 as a denominator. So our aim is to find 100 in denominator. Like example 4, write the fraction 6 over 8 as a percent. Of course we have here 6 shaded blocks out of 8. So this is just to illustrate what does it mean 6 over 8. 6 over 8 as a simplest form is 3 over 4. So we're gonna multiply by 25 up and by 25 down to give us 75 over 100, and we can write it as 75%. Now we need to do the same in problem E. We have here 9 over 12, so first we write 9 over 12 in the simplest form, divide by 3 up, divide by 3 down. This will give you 3 over 4. Now we need to know 3 over 4 is what over 100, so we are going to multiply by 25 down, multiply by 25 up, and this will give you 75. So the final answer is 75%. Now, Elena spelled 19 out of 25 words correctly. What percent of words did Elena spell correctly? Also, we need to write this as a percent, so it's 19 over 25. So we are going to multiply by 4 up, multiply by 4 down, and this will give you 76 over 100, means 76%. Now let's solve some problems to practice. Write each percent as a fraction in simplest form. 15% means 15 over 100. Divide by 5 up, divide by 5 down, and this will give you 3 over 20. 80% is like 80 over 100. Cancel 1 0 up with 1 0 down. Then divide by 2 up, divide by 2 down, and this will give you 4 over 5. 33% is 33 over 100, and we leave it this way because we cannot divide by a number up and down. Write each fraction as a percent, so we need denominator to be 100. So I'm gonna multiply here by 10 up, multiply by 10 down, so this will give you 30 over 100, means 30%. For the 20 to be 100, we multiply by 5 down, so we multiply by 5 up, it will be 15, means 15%. For the 5 to be 100, we multiply by 20 down, so we multiply by 20 up, and this will give you 40, means 40%. Elsa ran 7 out of 10 days. What percent of the days did she run? We need the percent, so first we begin with a fraction, 7 over 10, and we need it to be over 100. Very clear, multiply by 10, multiply by 10, this will give you 70, so it means 70%. Now we have learned how to convert from percent into a fraction in simplest form, and also from a fraction into a percent. I hope you understand everything, and till we meet again, goodbye.